Hello everybody and welcome back to Out of Body's 31 Days of Halloween. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Something just happened last night that I'm going to talk about. If you read the title of this video, you already know. Yeah, I'm not sure how to introduce this, but anyway, something happened last night. I feel like I saw an entity or a ghost in my room last night, and I want to talk about that. So if you want to hear more about that, just keep on watching. Okay, so to preface this, I have, at least I don't remember, I've never actually seen a spirit before. I have the ability to sense them. I'm an empath. I can sense spirits really well. I can read their energy. I can even hear them sometimes with my naked ear. Most of the time I hear them with my internal hearing, so I can kind of hear my name being called, or I can, it's almost kind of like a tugging feeling that I get, like someone's trying to get my attention. So I've experienced that all my life. I mean, most of the time I ignored it most of my life, but then in recent months I've been trying to open up to it and realizing that it's a gift. It's not something I should be afraid of. But again, as far back as I can remember, I try to really remember. I've had sleep paralysis since I was like 3 or 4 years old, but I never, from what I remember, I've never seen anything. I've never seen an entity. I've kind of maybe caught shadows and stuff, but I've never seen anything, or anyone, I should say. But I've always heard noises. Like during sleep paralysis, I usually hear noises. So I was going to film something else today. I was going to do another Haunted Memphis episode, but I decided, you know what, this just happened. I should talk about it because it is a big deal for me. And I do take it seriously. I'm not trying to, say like, oh, I saw a ghost and make a big show out of it. Like that's not me. But I just want to talk about it for me, so I can talk about it, and also for you guys, if you find it interesting. So the past week or two, now if you've seen my paranormal investigation videos I did like a month or two ago, my workplace where I kind of felt a presence there, I do feel like that particular presence, that particular spirit did move on, but probably because I did that, because I helped someone. Usually once you do that once, from what I've heard, then, spirits end up kind of attracted to you because they know what you can do. They know that you can hear them, that you can, they know that you believe in them. So everything was quiet at work, for the coming weeks and really months after that, until the past week or two, I've started to feel another presence again. Not the same one as before. This one's a little more intense, and it feels male. It feels like I'm a man, and it feels like he's kind of following me around. Like he's not trying to scare me, but he has made himself known to me. Let's just say that. For example, one time when I was sitting in the break room, and this has never happened to me before, I was just sitting in the break room, and all of a sudden, the light switches were on in the room, but all of a sudden the lights just went out. Like, just in that room that I was in. All the other lights in the building were fine. Just in that room, the lights just cut out. And a couple people came in there to like get their coffee or whatever while I was in there, and they're like, what are you doing with the lights off? And I said, I don't know, I was just sitting here and they cut off. I don't know, man. And I mean, I kind of knew, I kind of felt someone was trying to get my attention, like a spirit, but I didn't tell them that. Well, one guy did joke, maybe this place is haunted, and I was like, maybe it is. But anyway, eventually they came back on, so. But apparently that does happen. A couple people said that they've had that happen to them before, that it just turns off, but I don't know, maybe it's an electrical thing, but I couldn't help but feel like it was a coincidence, since I started, not a coincidence, but that it was correlated, because, I've been feeling a presence like that particular day anyway, and I thought it was a little strange, and then all of a sudden the lights went out. I believe it was that same day that I was just outside of the break room. I was at the shredder bin. I work in accounting, so I have like invoices and things that I shred periodically, and I was putting them in the shredder, and I felt someone kind of touch the top of my head. Now, I've had that feeling before, like in the past, and I just figured it was like my ponytail, or I don't know, I didn't know what it was. Thought I was imagining it, but this time, since I could kind of feel a presence, I was like, okay, someone's trying to get my attention. Like, they're not trying to scare me, but they're just subtle things, you know? I just felt someone kind of touch the top of my head, like here. And then I kind of went like this and, you know, kind of rubbed my head or whatever, and then kept doing what I was doing. And then it happened again. And I was like, okay, all right, I know you're here. Like, I just can't do anything about it right now, you know. So fast forward to, I guess, the past couple of days, I felt like whoever this is has actually followed me home. So I've kind of felt a presence around the apartment here recently, just kind of following me around, just little things, I don't know, little things that don't normally happen in my apartment. I mean, I hear noises a lot, but it's because we have neighbors upstairs. But I don't know, there's just been other things, like in the particular room that I'm in, like something will move, or I'll feel like I'll hear something, or feel something, or I don't know, that's not normal for this apartment. And I feel like it's the same spirit that, you know, that I've sensed at work. You know, I feel like he kind of is following me wherever I'm going because he has something he wants to say, and I do want to open up a session to let him say what he wants to say. I'm just taking my time with that for right now. I'm going to try to do it today. I don't know. I don't want to do it at the apartment for obvious reasons, but I'm going to try to just go somewhere, see if there's a place I can go, a park or something, and try to do it. And I will try to film it. You know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so that's kind of the backstory to this. So fast forward to last night. So last night I actually had my Halloween party, which was really fun. Oh, and if you hadn't noticed, I've got my official channel merch that came in last night, so I thought I would wear that. But it was funny because I got it in the mail yesterday, and I was able to wear it for my Halloween party, so that was cool too. But anyway, that was really fun. Had fun with my family and everything. Watched some scary movies, and well, actually we didn't do a lot of watching of the movies. When my family is over, we tend to just talk all the time. So it's fun though. We just sit and talk and entertain each other. So the movie was just kind of playing in the background. So no, I didn't have a nightmare about the movie because what I saw had nothing to do with the movies we watched last night. So we had a great night. Eventually, my husband and I go to sleep. I want to say we went to bed around like 11:30. I think we went to bed before midnight. We were both just really tired from the week. So anyway, at some point in the middle of the night, I don't know what time, but I know I had been asleep for a while, and it was still dark because there's a window right next to our bed, and so I can tell even when I wake up and just look at the room, I can tell kind of if it's morning or not, because the light will shine through the window, and there wasn't any light. You know, it was still dark, so I feel like it had to have been somewhere between, you know, like midnight or 1 a.m. and like, you know, 5 a.m. So somewhere in there, you know, before light comes up or whenever light comes up. I don't know if that's 6 a.m. or what. I'm never up that early. What happened is, and I feel like I did not dream this. Reason being that I did not wake up after it happened. I physically rolled over after it happened. So I know it was real. I know that I really saw something. I know it happened because of what I prefaced, you know, that I've been feeling someone kind of following me around anyway. And particularly last night, before I went to bed, I felt that tugging again. I felt like someone was there and that he was trying to get my attention, that he wanted to talk, you know, and I said, like, you know, I'm exhausted right now. I do want to talk to you, but I want to make sure that I'm at higher vibrations and that I'm more awake so that I can help you better. And then I kind of felt him leave. You know, I told him, you know, we'll do this tomorrow for sure. And I kind of felt him, you know, like back off a little bit. And then I went to sleep. And then at some point, I woke up. Yeah, that's a normal thing for my neighborhood. So at some point in the night, I wake up and I'm not sure if I just had a feeling to like look at the foot of my bed. I mean, normally when I wake up in the middle of the night, I do look straight forward just because, I don't know, I just do. I mean, because I open my eyes and I just look. I was laying on my back asleep and I woke up, I looked forward, the foot of my bed, and I really saw someone there. Like, I really did, because I've never, like I said before, I've never imagined anything before in my life. I've never even had so much as a dream about someone being in my room. Like, I've never done that, you know. I've heard things, but I've never seen anything. So I wake up, I open my eyes, I'm laying on my back, and I see a man, not real tall. He was kind of, I wouldn't say about, I don't know, 5'6" maybe. Not a real tall guy, but he was a man standing at the foot of my bed. And we have kind of a cedar chest, that's what it's called. Yeah, a cedar chest in front of our bed. So, but anyway, he was standing kind of off to the side of that, but at the foot of our bed. And he was looking right at me. And as soon as I saw him and he realized that I saw him, he kind of opened his mouth as if, and leaned forward a little bit as if he was about to say something. And then I just got scared and I rolled over. Like, I took my blankets and I just rolled right over and just went back to sleep. Luckily, I was tired enough to where I just went right back to sleep. So I didn't like stay awake scared or anything. I was so exhausted. Like, it's been a long week. I was so exhausted. Like, I just went right back to sleep. I was scared, but I was like, okay, I just saw something. I'm just going to roll over and go to sleep. Now, I woke up later on at some point in the night, and before I opened my eyes, but I was awake, I was like, okay, I remember I just saw something a while ago. I'm going to open my eyes again and see if he's still there. I opened my eyes, he was gone, or at least I didn't see him anymore. I kind of want to describe what he looked like a little bit, because I think it might be significant later, maybe when I open up a session with him. And when I saw him, I knew that he wasn't a real physical person that was there, probably because of my senses, I just knew, but also because of the way he looked. Now, when I describe it, it'll make sense to you, but in looking at him, I could tell that, specifically his face, I could tell that something of trauma happened to him before he died. I do remember that he was wearing some sort of jacket, like a leather jacket, and it wasn't the kind of jacket you would see nowadays, but he was wearing, I almost want to say it looked like an Air Force jacket from like the, you know, like World War II. I don't want to say that he was a veteran, I don't know, but it was that kind of a jacket, just the way it was shaped, and it wasn't black, it was kind of like a dark brown or something, just from what I can remember. I don't really remember what else he was wearing, don't really remember his shirt or anything, but I remember he was wearing a jacket. I think he had kind of sandy blonde hair, I'm not real sure on that, but he was very detailed. I mean, he appeared like a real person. And I've always been fascinated with that, because a lot of people say, you know, when they see a ghost, they thought it was a real person. And I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, I've never experienced that, but I wonder what that's like. Well, now I kind of know. Yes, he appeared like a real person. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that was a real man in our room. And I probably would have jumped up and grabbed something to hit him with, you know, but I knew better. I could sense him and I could tell, you know, that wasn't the case, so I just rolled over and went back to sleep. Anyway, as far as his face goes, he had kind of a square-shaped face, and it looked as if he may have been burned. Like, that's the main thing that kind of tells me that he must have died tragically. His face was a little bit, you know, not disturbing, but just, you know, like I could tell, like there was his skin was just, you know, when you've seen someone that's been burned, you know, that's kind of what it looked like. You know, it looked like some of his skin was like, you know, burned away and stuff, you know, and it wasn't scary in the sense like a horror movie. I'm not gonna like make this into a big show, you know, like I the only reason why I was scared in that moment is because I could see someone, you know, it wasn't because of what he looked like, you know. What he looked like, I feel like, is significant, because I feel like I know maybe something that happened to him. Maybe he was in some kind of a crash and was burned, you know, or maybe he was the victim of an arson, you know. I don't know yet, but I hope to find out. But yeah, that's what I felt like was really significant. That's part of how I knew that he was a ghost, you know, he was a spirit, is because of the way his face looked, because I thought, okay, he's appearing to me, you know, the way he wants to appear to me, because he wants me to know what happened to him. So anyway, that was it, you know, like I said earlier, he kind of, when he saw that I saw him, he kind of leaned forward, he opened his mouth a little as if to say something. I could see his eyes are very striking, and he was just, you know, looking intently at me like he really wanted to tell me something. And then I just got scared, I rolled over, went back to sleep, I didn't see him again. So, anyway, that's the end of the story time. I just want to jump on here really quick and talk about that since it just happened. What do you guys think? You know, comment down below what you think. By the time this video goes up, most likely I will have already done a session with him. But I still want to know what you guys think. You know, what do you think? Do you think maybe he followed me home from work? Do you think maybe spirits are just attracted to me from everywhere at this point? You know, how do you think he died? Do you think maybe he was in World War II and died, you know, maybe in a plane crash or something? Because I said, you know, the jacket that he had looked like an Air Force jacket. I didn't see any like patches or anything. I didn't really notice that, but I just noticed the jacket. But anyway, I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And like I said, tomorrow I should have a video up about the session that I had, so you'll find out about that. If not tomorrow, then sometime next week. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed this and found it interesting. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.